Welcome to another episode of Primo Talks. When it comes to life, you gotta have those people around you who have those gifts and talents like you have in order for you to implement those things, so you know that the things that you're doing is moving you towards those goals, those dreams, those realities that you saw in your life. This is not the time for you to take a step back. It's a time for you to be teleported. This is a place where you can actually get the information that you need that you can implement today. Let's talk. When I have these conversations, I try to be as real as possible. I'm not the type of person that's just going to tell you, oh man, you make a lot of money in investing. You can by accident, because you can do the right thing. For example, if you was looking for Tootie's house and you didn't know where Tootie lived at, and you just got on the street because you saw the bus go down that way, and the next thing you know, you see Tootie come out her house, okay, you found her house because she was on that street. But you had a little bit of information. You saw her get on the bus and the bus went that way. You had no idea she was at the first bus stop. Her house was right there at the corner. You found that out because you traveled on that path. And that's a way where your eyes and then your mind connect. Well, let's just say, for example, you never followed the bus then. Then you wouldn't know that. But that's kind of dangerous because she's going to think you're a stalker. You have to be willing to attempt to understand these simple factors. In order to really be very good at consistency, and when it comes to investing, you got to deal with things in your personal life. If each one of your choices do that, which means you're doubling down, you're going to do that in an investment. You're going to say, well, oh, I bought it at $5 or I bought it at $30 and now it's $25, I'm going to double down. Have you ever thought this investment for how much money you have is too expensive? Because remember, earlier I mentioned about having $100,000 income, net income, and out of that $100,000, you literally had $90,000 in consumption and $10,000 that you was able to save. Well, if you was able to save $10,000, it'd be 10 years for me to break even if I purchase your life. Now, it could take me less time than that, but that's where I have to come in and be a corporate raider. I would have to come in, I have to come up with a strategy to cut some of these bills you have. I will be cutting Netflix, Hulu, Apple. You may have all of those. I'm cutting all of those off the top. So I'm going to take $10,000, I'm going to move it up to be $10,025, or let's say $30. Then next, I'm going to look at what other things. Well, we notice part of your consumption is you spend a year about $8,000 drinking. I don't drink. Boom, I'm already at $18,000. I live in a better life than you do. Now, you may say, well, I drink. I'm not knocking anybody who drinks, but I'm telling you, alcohol has its place, but we're talking about allocating funds. And anything that's going to affect your reason faculties when you're allocating those funds, you want to back up off of, because it's not going to help you. Recently, there was a boxer, and I like the young man. His name is Errol Spence, and he was at the height of his career post-COVID. He was driving his Ferrari, coming from a good time out with some friends after a fight, and he flipped over his car, hurt himself, no one else. You know, that's the biggest blessing, that he survived and no one was injured. He was intoxicated. Now for him, he may look back on this situation and he may learn something, or he was like, I was dumb. Guys, I wanted to just tell you something. When it comes to allocating funds, you have to understand that you have to sometimes think big and then sit back and listen to what people are telling you, who are correcting you to teleport you to the area you need to be at so you can get what you want. Your blessing is not here. You got to move over here and allocate the funds in the right state of mind, not this state of mind. I hope that Errol Spence learned that lesson, that the state of mind he had at that point, his blessing wasn't that. He left a blessing, went into a lifestyle choice with some associates and friends, got inebriated, drove his car. He can afford to pay a Uber. He can afford to pay a driver if he know he gonna do that. But again, some of us think that we can still do things when our judgment is off. And I want to prevent you from taking your funds and trying to deploy them in any way within the market when your judgment is off. Because just like he did it and he had damage in the physical car, you will have damage with physical cash. If you learn this because you associated with people who got their reason faculties and they talk to themselves when it comes to what is this person telling me that is truth about me versus being bucking back. We like to call buck back. Or somebody would say, becoming objectionable about truth that is not argued, that can't even be argued at this point. These are not just facts, but truths, so that if I change this, I get blessings over here, but I also have access to more where I'm supposed to be, because I keep being here when I should be here. When you do that, you become what most people call wise.